One of the problems for a small school district is how do you set up wiring for smartboards that is easy to manage and easy to take apart and put together in the summer for when the rooms are waxed and the room needs to completely be stripped out, all the equipment moved out the door. What do you do with your smartboard wiring so that you can disconnect things for the summer cleaning and then get it back together in the fall fairly rapidly, and also not have it incredibly tacky? Well, it's quite difficult figuring this out. There's no standard multi-connect cabling system that I'm aware of, at least that's inexpensive. There are things available for the military where they can make their own pin connectors and so forth, but that is extremely expensive to do. So I've been trying to come up with ways to do this that's inexpensive and using common components. Now, this isn't really the most stylish, but it's the best that I've been able to come up with so far. What we have here is analog VGA for the computer, composite video for the old VCR DVD player, and a network connection for the Ethernet to the computer. And then we've got USB over Cat5 and another cable that I've put together, which is analog audio over Cat5. I have two stereo audio channels here. One stereo channel is for the computer and the other stereo channel is for the VCR, used in combination with this composite video here. And these are all cables that I've been custom assembling myself. This is a keystone jack at the end of a network cable. This is not very common. For a long time I was not able to locate a cable like this, so I just have to make it myself because there is no other option to find it. However, I did recently discover a source for network cables with sockets on the end from lcom.com, so I'm looking at using that now going forward. So this is quite an assortment of connectors, and it's not even entirely complete because most modern equipment now wants HDMI, so eventually I'm going to have to add an HDMI interconnect here also. But the purpose of this is that I want this fairly far up the wall so it's out of the way, but when summer cleaning is necessary, it's just unplug, 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 haul the equipment out the door, then when you come back in, just push it back together. It took me about a minute to reassemble all this stuff. Now, what I'm looking at is getting a black cable wrap weave to put around all these cables. That would look a lot nicer. Perhaps put a hollow box on the wall and have the cables hidden inside this box that can be opened and for the summer cleaning access, but otherwise have it hidden away. And then I don't know how these carts will be used in the classrooms, so I've put a 25-foot long tail on here from the computer to the wall, or to the cart. So here's the 25-foot, goes behind cabinet, around the floor here, and to the presentation cart with a computer and a DVD VCR and a monitor, keyboard, mouse, and a digital presenter for the overhead transparencies and books and so forth that they want to put here. So it's been somewhat of an experimental process to try and figure out what is the best way to do this. A challenge here is that if they don't need all that cable, have to find a place to put it somewhere, coil it up. There are cable reels to retract cables, but those are generally just for a single type of cable like only power. I can't find a custom cable reel that will handle 3 Ethernet cables, a VGA cable, and a composite video cable. That there's no such thing. So just either coil it on the side or roll it up and tuck it underneath the cart if they're not using it. But it's quite a challenge to figure out what to do for all the stuff to interconnect the board to the computer. There's just too much stuff, and wireless does not do good enough of a job to handle all the data and so forth. So if anyone knows of a better option, I would like to hear about it, because this is quite complex. For the audio, this is a custom soldered cable. I have one of these sockets with 8 wires coming out, the 4 pairs, and each of the 4 pairs have to be soldered onto standard 1/8" stereo audio connectors, or RCA phono connectors, and that's a lot of work per board, because I have to do 8 solder points on the projector up here, and then 8 solder points at the other end. And the lights just turned off in the classroom here. Thanks for watching.